we have Toyosi Effiong in the studio with us. She is the CEO of That Good Media. She manages a lot of Nollywood actors. When you see Shafi Bello or Moumi and you see all of them doing well, she's the one behind them ensuring that all the T's are crossed. You remember Fidelis said women are very meticulous. And she's also the wife of your favorite actor, Daniel Effiong. She's going to be here talking to us about how she's selling Nollywood to the world and also how to be the wife of a top actor. We had Fidelis talk about how to be the husband. So we have decided to balance it up by bringing Toyosi. So we start. Tell us, what does it take to manage a Nollywood actor? Because initially I used to say, a lot of people used to believe that managers are glorified houseboy. You understand? Yeah. So what does it take now to manage an actor?
I mean, it's great to be here, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to the show. Management has really changed now. You know, like you said before, people used to look at talent managers as glorified caregivers, running around, buying food, cleaning the shoes, doing all of that. But I think the industry has come to realize that they need more than that from their managers, and we've put, of course, a professional touch to it. So our job really is to ensure that they don't get into trouble, especially legally, that the contracts favor them as well. Sometimes, or before now in Nollywood, people didn't really do contracts. Yeah. Things have changed.
How were you able to cope with? I remember that at a period in time, people were uncomfortable with when you call an actor and you now say, please, can you talk to my manager? A lot of people used to feel that, maybe, let me give you an example. I'm a friend to a lot of actors because of what I do. Latif, Moumi, and all the rest. So if I call...
Moumi is signed to us.
I know. Yeah. So if I remember that when she wanted to work with us, she said we should speak to our management. I didn't even know that it was you. Okay. So how were you able to manage it? Because it was a turn off at some point in the industry for a lot of people, because they feel that people who had managers were complicated to work with.
Or were acting arrogant.
Or it was an opportunity to price themselves out of the market.
Again, people are beginning to understand that it is necessary. It's not a luxury. It really just makes sense. It even protects you, the owner of the money that wants to part with the money. You know, it protects you as well, because again, in the past, your friend can get up and travel. People have gotten into agreements. Oh, this weekend, I remember a makeup artist just came to mind now. Somebody else called the makeup artist and he went to London. Do you understand? And he left a bride stranded, from what I hear, but I'm digressing. But we are protecting you as well. We know that our talent has an obligation to you in a period. We block off the talent's calendar. The talent is not taking on any other job in that period. We're ensuring, we're sending reminders. Please, you're supposed to be on set at 9 a.m. or you're supposed to be on set at 6:30 this evening. It's for the industry's good. And I think people are beginning to realize that it's not I'm trying to be cool sort of thing. It just even helps the creative stay creative. You know, talents, before we worry about contracts, worry about accounts, have they paid, have they this. Now we're giving them room to just focus on their craft. Your own is to be a good actor. Please do that job. We will take care of every other thing. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. You have a program that you do on trying to sell Nollywood to the world. Can you tell us about it?
So, I like how you put it, trying to sell Nollywood. When I shared on social media earlier that I'm going on this show and they're going to ask me how I sell Nollywood, I said, please, people should ask me how market. So I'm waiting for people that will ask me how market. But what I'm doing really is creating international opportunities for Nollywood. In my opinion, Nollywood as it is now cannot take care of itself. We're tired of seeing actors, actresses who cannot pay medical bills, who cannot pay rent, who cannot send their kids to school. Meanwhile, they're entertaining millions of people around the world. It doesn't make sense. And so we are providing platforms beyond Nigeria where people can now start to engage with the industry, engage with the talent. You would only engage with people that you know, right? And so, 2 years ago, we went to Essence Film Festival in New Orleans, and for the first time, they screened a Nigerian film. And for the first time, in fact, people got to see all the guys that went there. So then it was Toyosi Effiong, it was Kunle Remi, it was Effa Iwara, Aka Nani, Grace Effa. She used to be Belinda Effa before, yes. Grace Effa, Yolanda Okereke, she's a costume designer. Bisola, who just won an AMVCA for art design. We went there and people saw us, and people actually started to see there's a thriving film industry beyond America. Some of these African Americans have not stepped out of America. They don't know beyond what
they
know.
Out of their states.
They have not stepped out of their states. Do you understand? So we are carrying ourselves to them to say, hey, we also have the expertise. We also have stories that you would enjoy. We also have talented actors that can work with you. Let's do something together, and so that's just what it is. So 2 years ago, we did that at Essence Film Festival. Last year, we did the same thing. This year, again, we're going to Essence Film Festival in New Orleans in July. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, you've done it for 2 years now.
Yeah, so
this is the third year.
Yes.
Has there been any deals that has happened based on that incentive?
Yes, I heard one, even me, I just found out. I was happy. But I heard from last year, there were 2 people or so who actually got auditions and got cast into roles. It may not be like big budget productions or anything like that.
Start somewhere.
Exactly. But they actually got cast, and from what I hear, they actually got paid. So it wasn't like a waka pass free sort of thing. No, it was actually a paid gig. Yes, so that is one thing. We also did something with the mayor of New Orleans last year, because New Orleans is a film city. So the difference between America and Nigeria is different states have different film industries. You go to New York, it's a different experience. You go to Georgia, it's a different experience. And so New Orleans also has a thriving film industry. And we were able to meet the major players in the industry, the location scouts, the unions, because they're big on unions. We met quite a number of people last year, and contacts were exchanged. So I'm expecting more deals and more connections between Nigeria and the team over there.
Are you working with guilds here, or you understand what I mean?
I understand completely. Not yet, sir.
Okay, that was going to be part of my question, because I was going to ask that in terms of financial impact. What are you expecting in the long run? What are you expecting to happen? Because some people see it as a way for actors and our talents to jackpot and just remain there and join a new industry. Yeah. It's like you're taking away our talents.
No.
Some people interpret it that way. So that also piggybacks off his question that, are you working with guilds? Is there a structure to this whole collaboration plan?
Right. So let's think of what has happened with the music scene. On the music scene, they've not left now. Whiskey is still Whiskey may not be here. He may not be in Surulere with us, or whatever it is, but he's still very much Nigerian. Davido is still very much Nigerian. Burna is still very much Nigerian. And so when we're taking these actors to places like this, we're not saying, drop your citizenship or japa or anything like that. Be where you are and let them know about you, and then you would get opportunities. You can also even collaborate with them and invite them over. Like 2 years ago, we actually had people from Hollywood attend the AMVCAs. Yeah. We facilitated that deal. So they came, they saw us, we talked, and we're still in conversation.
An actor came for Bond from New York.
Exactly.
Yes. He featured in Tokyoshi's movie and got nominated.
Okay.
And he came all the way.
Oh wow!
So excited. He kept dancing.
He came all the way to Oshoba.
Wow. Yes. You see, yeah. So we're not taking the Nollywood stars away from Nollywood. With regards to guilds, that is something that is definitely on the radar for us. We had to have something solid first before we now approach them. I didn't want to approach them like 2 years ago with nothing. So it's almost like now we have a proof of concept. We've done this. I in particular, so not just even with the company now, I have worked with AFRIF. I was the programs coordinator 2 years ago, African International Film Festival. I also facilitated conversations with Nigerian International Film Summit, Ijoma Ona, I don't know if you know her. Yeah, so anyway, that was in Paris, and we had conversations with production studios like Canal Plus and TV3 and all their big channels there. I don't know if you know, but Canal Plus actually acquired exactly. So we had conversations with them, and so now that it's coming together, we can have conversations with the guilds and then bring them on board and just see how they can be a part of what we're doing.
You seem to be very exposed to how things should be done properly to maximize Nollywood making more money.
Absolutely.
And you have worked with a lot of Nollywood stars. Every day a Nollywood actor comes home to you. What do you think in your own mind is the winning thing for Nollywood at this moment?
Collaborations. Nollywood needs external collaborations. See, when you realize that a low budget American movie is like $1 million, that's low budget. Do you not want that kind of low budget? I personally want that kind of low budget for our industry. I want to see our actors well paid, the producers, the crew, from the sound guy to the light person to everybody, the cast and the crew. I want to see them make a lucrative living from this job, because in other countries, developed countries, it's a lucrative job. They're not just entertaining people or doing stuff that is not beneficial to them in other parts of the world. So we want the same for here as well, and I believe international partnerships can take Nollywood to the next level. I truly believe that.
So I was at the press conference that you held to announce the Essence Film Festival 2024, and the fact that Nollywood's talent will be represented there, and you have the Nigerian Day event. One day, you share a stage with global actors.
Yes.
I was going. My question is that a lot of Nollywood actors right now are said not to have the right kind of discipline. Now, are you taking with you only actors that work with you or that are signed to your brand? Or is it just open to a lot of actors or any actor from anywhere? And when these collaborations happen, how does that impact your own finance? Because I know that you are doing this. I remember that day I asked you if you have support right now, and you don't have a lot of support as it is. You're still open to sponsors.
Yes.
So how does this impact your pocket as a stakeholder?
Right. So you talked about discipline.
Yes.
That's the first one.
Yes.
We'll just keep talking to them. But I pride myself, and this is one of the things I say about That Good Media. For our talent agency, we want to be home to the most wholesome talent in the industry. So you'll see that the talents that we have, there's no scandal around them. There've been no negative press around them. We are curating the most, I won't say well-behaved talent, but I also know that, and generally beyond Nollywood, all of us, when we travel, we behave differently. We stand on cues, we behave ourselves. So I truly believe that when they get international opportunities, they would do better. Of course, they would honor call times, honor agreements, and the treatment is even different there as well. Treatment is better there. So I believe it will be an incentive for them to behave. Not that they are not behaved right now. And then in terms of how lucrative or how we stand,
what's the financial impact for your pockets as a stakeholder now?
Yes. So right now, like I said during the press conference, we would like sponsors to come on board to say, hey, let's take our stories and our people beyond the shores of Nigeria. And for us, we're hoping when these people get gigs, especially those who we have a proper contract with, the company gets a commission as an agency. Yeah. And so that commission, imagine commission coming in dollars, everybody will just be happy. So we'll just continue to do this work.
But do you have a budget for actors that you want to take? I know that for this year it's done, but it's well underway. Yes. But for subsequent years, do you have a structured budget that you say, oh, okay, if you want to sponsor this is what you... Because investors are listening,
Yes.
and they are watching the industry, and you never can tell who might be interested in, partnering with you on this.
Yeah, so you asked me this question.
Yes, and you skirted it then, and I want you to
I
now.
did skirt it. So I said the major cost, of course, will be the cost of travel and accommodation. And then the honorarium for each talent will be different. It's based on what it will be next year. Of course, an A-list talent will not be asking for the same thing that a non-A-list talent will be asking for. So right now, cost of transportation is open to everybody. Look at how much tickets cost if you're flying somebody out, business class, first class. Look at how much a 5-star hotel costs if you're flying an A-lister, or maybe 3-4 star for non-A-listers. And then that is the budget. But in terms of giving actual figures right now, on Top Radio 90.9 at this time, it's not possible. I'm not able to give that figure.
Oh well, you've done well.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you my last 2 questions because we are running out of time.
Okay.
The first one is this. You said that you were housed the best behaved of the Nollywood
Wholesome
people.
Okay.
So, if I come to you now, I'm not well behaved. I have a lot of scandals.
Oh, wow.
I'm always in the news for bad reason.
Yes.
I have a very good talent. And people are calling me left and right. And I want you to manage me. Are you going to say no?
Character is very important to us. Character is extremely. Don't come and spell my own name because of your bad behavior.
My bad behavior does not mean I don't go to work. But other things.
I'll have a conversation with you. Do you want to stay like this for the rest of your life, or do you want to be a better human being in life? I can help you.
But what I've learned over time is that, okay, I'm not going to mention name, a particular actress that I worked with at a particular time told me that she deliberately created the bad girl image.
Right.
And that is what is working for her.
Okay.
She actually showed me books. I've told her about this. That she read. She bought books about some foreign showbiz people who had bad image but who were making money.
Basically, it was a strategy.
And she read those books,
and
keyed into it, and she told me that if she wants to be in all the major news in 2 minutes, she can do it now. All she needs to do is make a tweet. Everybody will report it. And that's her strength.
Okay, she's not our target audience. She's not our target audience. Because you can also make the news by doing good. You can also make the news by going to an orphanage or going somewhere and
she was spending a lot of money on
that.
On charity.
Yeah, she's I wish her all the best.
You know that you can't come and we not ask you this. Tell us how does it look being married to an actor? How does it, a lot of people cannot, for example, when I wanted to get married, I told myself I could not marry somebody who does not work, the kind of person I want is somebody who goes to work at 9 o'clock and come back and say, how do you cope getting married to an actor who goes away for 10 days sometimes and the rest of it? Because sometimes some of my friends who are actors, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I wanted to do something with an actor, and I was calling him, and I was sending him a message. It would take him like 8 hours to reply, and I got upset at some point that answer this thing. And the next time he replied me, he was in Oyo. The next time he was replying me, he told me that he just landed in Port Harcourt. He replied. When I replied him again, the next morning when he was replying me, he said he was on his way to Abuja. How do you cope? Especially that you have young children.
Yes, so we have a good support system. I'll say that for a fact. We have a good support system, so that if somebody is not home, of course they will feel that, okay, daddy is not home, or even mommy is not home, but it's not like they're alone or they've been left alone. So a good support system is the first thing I would say. In terms of the busy schedules, it's a work demand. That's how I see it. There are people who are married to doctors as well, and it's similar because a surgeon can be in operation for 20 plus hours and you don't see the person, and then they're always on call, and you have to deal with it. So it's not peculiar to just the acting industry. It happens in other industries as well. Like I just said, a surgeon. And so we understand that it's the work demand, but we also make time for like family time, block off time. don't have to film back to back to back. Okay, you're free first to fourth. Somebody has called again, or I'm shooting first to fourth. You don't have to say yes to that production. We're particular about creating time for ourselves and for our children and for the family. Okay, so it works.
Do you is that I remember that you used to work as a journalist or as a talent.
Yes.
I mean, as a producer
Yes.
and a presenter.
Yes.
Now, did you start that good media because of your husband? Or I mean, you could have gone on. You have the face, you have the voice, you have everything, you have talent. You could have gone on to do big things in the media space as a whole. Did you start that good media because you wanted to manage your husband, or was it just a passion of yours?
No, so that good media originally was supposed to be a production company. Yes, we're going to make movies, we're going to do stuff. So no, I didn't start the company because of him. However, the talent agency part was kind of because of him, because I used to go through his contracts, I used to handle negotiations at some point, and then sort out his PR as well, give him like the strategy. And I remember, I think it was Omomi who came to meet me, and one day just said, whatever you're doing for Daniel, come and do for me. And that's how I had my first real client. And then somebody else also said it, I think it was Bam Bam, who also said, okay, now let's do this. And then now I had Auntie Shafi, Linda and Ibrahim Suleiman, Chimeze Imo, who just won the Trailblazer Award at the AMVCAs, Ruby Uzamaka, who am I leaving out? Please don't hate me if I leave your name out. But yes, that's how we have this full house now.
We are running out of time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you the last question.
Okay.
And you're going to answer me in 60 seconds.
Okay.
Tell us about Daniel that we don't know.
Something
about Daniel that we don't know.
I mean, give us a sneak peek behind the veil.
Yeah. You probably already know this, but Daniel is a very kind person. He's a genuinely kind person. He loves his family. He takes care of us. I'm not worried about where he is. I know where he is at all times. He comes home at night. He's a good man, and he's from a good family. If you meet his siblings, you would understand. They were raised well. That's probably something you will not see on social media, but he's from a good home. He has a good heart, and he's very, very kind to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. We hope that time to time you keep us posted on the thing you're doing. It's very good that Nollywood, I also am of the opinion of what you're doing, that Nollywood needs a lot of collaboration. Yes. Look at what the collaboration with Netflix and Amazon did to Nollywood. We got Gang of Lagos, we got King of Boys, we got Anikula Akpo and all the rest. So we know that with more, and those actors got well paid more than the normal. So we know with more, a lot of things will happen.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I will still bring that actor that you will change the behavior to you. And all the best with your family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And to those who have listened, I hope you've learned from our first guest, Fidelis Duka, young filmmakers, why you should go to Film Festival. And you've learned from our second guest, Toyosi, on why good behavior is
important
to whatever you want to be.
And don't go sign rubbish contract.
So that you don't sign rubbish contract and the rest of it. Get yourself a good manager. And also, I love the sweet things she said about our husband. I hope Daniel is listening. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Till next week, when we bring you another guest that you will learn from. Keep listening.